Question 5. Basically what it's stating is there a difference, significant difference, between the number of sales of cupcakes depending on which shelf it's on? And we have 3 shelves, bottom, middle, and top. So the null hypothesis is that there'll be no difference between bottom, middle, top shelf sales on averages, right? It always looks at the averages. So the null states that there's going to be no difference between the averages. The IV is group again with 3 levels, bottom, middle, top shelf. The DV is the number of cupcakes. That's what these numbers are. That's the DV, number of cupcakes sold. So the F ratio, let me pull up the data. There's our data. We're going to pick a cell, any cell. Actually, we don't need to do that. We go to data, data analysis. We're going to go to ANOVA single factor. A factor is IV, and we only got one IV. And our input range is you simply click and drag all 3 columns. And I want the output range to be where I can see it, so I'm going to put it like at H6 or something, H5. Again, that's not very important. Click OK. Give me a second while I clean this up. And here's all the data. I color-coded it to make it easier to see. So column 1 is bottom shelf, column 2 is middle shelf, and column 3 is top. But here's all the averages. You should scan the averages. There is a difference, right? The column 3 top shelf is 20.5, and column 1, the bottom shelf is 14.8. That's quite a difference right there. So you should expect a significant difference. And according to the ANOVA table, there was a significant difference. The p-value is less than 0.05. There's your F ratio, 7.11. And I ask you what the effect size is, and Excel doesn't give you effect size, but it's easy. All you do to calculate effect size in an ANOVA is you take the between group sum of squares, it's this number, and you divide it by the sum of squares total, that number, and that gives you the effect size. What that means is that 44% of the variance in cupcake sales can be explained by which shelf they're on. That's all that means. So let's get back and answer the questions. Again, the null states that there'll be no difference between the means of the shelf sales. IV is group with 3 levels. DV is the number of cupcakes sold. F ratio is 7.11. What that means is that you have 7.11 times as much between group variance as within groups. So in other words, the variance is coming between the groups. The probability that the significance was true was 0.005. which proves that there was a significant difference between the levels when it comes to cupcake sales. Right? Your calculated p-value of 0.005 is less than the cutoff p-value of 0.05. Okay, so which shelf sold the most? It was the top shelf. So if you were a business consultant or something, you should try to convince your customers to put the cupcakes on the top shelf. That's it. MGZ out.